Welcome back into the channel, my friends. It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We are back with your best bets for the NBA here for you today on Friday, November 28, 2025. We got your NBA player props, spreads, totals, predictions, as always. 4 picks in the video. Let's lock in and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that Cap made now. Straight fire.
My friends, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for me. It really does help me out a lot, guys. We're on that road to 10,000 subscribers. Also, be sure to, comment, share, hype the video. All those things help me out a ton, and it's free to do, and it's huge, guys. So, I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. We had a day off from the NBA yesterday. Obviously, the NBA was off, and for Thanksgiving, we had a lot of football. Guys, we killed it in the NFL yesterday. We went 8-1 in the NFL yesterday. Absolutely sick. It was a great day across the NFL for us. We've been on a roll in the NBA as well. We're on a 7-2 run in the NBA. So hopefully we can just keep it streaking right into the weekend, guys. That kind of sounded weird. But hey, let's do a recap from our last NBA episode from NBA Wednesday. We ended up going 2-1 plus 0.81 units on the day there. We also cashed our Straight Fire Faves play of the day. So we are now moving to day 4 on that. So that's obviously exciting. So it's a very successful day once again. Zach LaVine, under 26.5 PRAs. That cashes easily. He even got called out on Twitter by a Kings fan for showing low effort. So perfect. That worked out great. We were definitely on the right guy there. I don't know if you guys saw the footage of that Kings fan barking at LaVine as he was getting escorted out. It was kind of funny. And then we also had the Boston Celtics on the spread. They win the game outright, which we love to see. We had plus points on them, and they won outright there versus the Pistons, so we'd love to see it. Oh, and this was Anthony Wiggins, over 20.5 PRAs. Fortunately, it doesn't get there. He finally got it going in the fourth quarter. It was just a little bit too late, though. Obviously unfortunate there, but it is what it is, guys. We'll still take the 2-1 day. We'll keep it running. Keep the line moving. We're up to 7-2 now over our last 3 days in the NBA. So it's obviously still pretty good. We'll take that as well. As far as our comic cappers, they had a great day in the chat. Once again, you guys always kill it in the chat. Mike Crone had Scotty Barnes over 7.5 rebounds. He gets 10. Got to get the bag at Anthony Edwards over 4.5 rebounds. Now I'm forgetting exactly how many he had, but he did cash. Free Thinker had the Timberwolves plus 9. They ended up losing by 8, so they were able to cover that, sneak in that plus 9. We love to see it, guys. So, great calls once again from our comic cappers. Don't forget to drop your favorite play down below, as always, down below in the chat. Put a star or an asterisk next to your play, and if your pick hits down below in the chat, we'll include it in our next video if it hits, as always. Keep in mind, also, we have an NFL video live for today. We have NFL football today as well. On Friday. Bears-Eagles from Philadelphia. That Best Bets video is live already, so make sure you guys go check that out. Like I said, we went 8-1 in the NFL yesterday. So hopefully we can ride that hot streak. Got a couple picks there in that video, so just keep that in mind. Then we also will likely have a ladder challenge out later in the day. We took a break, obviously, for the holidays yesterday, but we'll likely have that returning as well. And obviously, we have a lot packed into this video. We have our Straight Fire Faves play here at the end, day 4. We'll have a for the Sweep Parlay with a little bit of an adaptation. So we got a lot going on today. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get after it, guys, and get a sweep here in the NBA. Let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we're going right back to the Orlando Magic. Plus 3.5 on the spread here versus the Detroit Pistons. Minus 110 odds here on Fanatics risking units. Now it just feels like I'm fading the Pistons, right? It really isn't as much what it's about here. This is more, I'm just riding the Magic train here, guys. Once again, they delivered for us on Tuesday night, I believe it was. They won by 40 in Philadelphia. We took them straight up on the money line. So obviously they've been very good to us. We're 3-1 with the Orlando Magic so far. I think they're an absolute wagon play. If they're healthy outside of Boncaro, I'm going to ride with this team right now, especially with plus points on the line. This is our wagon play right now. And like I said, as long as they are healthy, I feel good riding with them. They've actually won 8 of the last 10 meetings here with the Pistons. And I did lose the first meeting this season, which is the most important, 135 to 116. But that is when the Magic were struggling. And they're not struggling anymore. They've been playing terrific basketball particularly over the last 10 games. They've been fantastic, which is obviously what I'm backing here today. Last 10 games, guys, the Magic are 4th in offense rating in the NBA and 9th in defensive rating. They're playing some of the best basketball around the NBA right now, which obviously I love to see that. The Pistons have also slipped a tad, not like a ton. They're still pretty good. They're 15-3, but they are 7th in offensive rating, 11th in defensive rating over the last 10 games. So they've slipped a little bit here defensively. Part of that could be due to some of the new players kind of coming back. Jaden Ivey's coming back now. They got players that were coming off injury, they're now back. So they have a huge rotation of players, which my argument in the short term is not always the greatest thing, right? JB Bickerstaff has a lot to work with here, has a lot of depth and stuff, which is great. But at the same time, you're also figuring out who deserves minutes, who doesn't. So while they're figuring those things out, I think the Pistons could struggle a tad. I'm not saying they're gonna flop or anything like that, but I'd say like they did in Boston the other day, they lost straight up. And it was a little bit of a surprise to people. Obviously, the Pistons were favored going into that game. I wasn't too surprised by that, though, because if you've listened to Coach Bickerstaff talk about it, he's got to figure this out. He's got a lot of depth and a lot of players. He's got to figure out who to play. So while you're figuring that out, it's kind of hard to get continuity, right? It's hard to get consistency across the same lineup if guys aren't used to playing with each other. That's just the way it is. He's got 12 players he's got to play. And he's done that in a few games already. We've kind of seen it. And like I said, I think that's going to cause the performance to slip just a bit. Obviously, once you get to the playoffs, they'll be fine. They're going to shorten up that rotation, obviously. They're not going to probably play 12 players. But right now, they probably will for the time being. I think they're going to keep their rotation pretty big, which I think is actually going to be to our benefit. Like I said, in the short term. Over the long term, the Pistons are going to be a great team. Not worried about them, especially if you add the depth. That's a good problem to have. But like I said, in the short term, sometimes they can obviously hurt you in the short term. So I think that's more what we see. And like I said, I'm going to ride the Magic here, guys. I think they get this done, at least cover the spread for us, keep the game close. I don't mind if they lose by 2, even 3 points. Hopefully they win outright. Love it there for number 1 pick, guys. We're going to Orlando Magic plus 3.5 here on the spread versus the Detroit Pistons. We got minus 110 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number 2, we got Mikal Bridges over 24.5 PRAs here for the New York Knicks. We got minus 106 odds here on DraftKings, risking a unit here. So 10 of 17 on the season to this line for Mikal Bridges. He is just 33% at home. However, none of those games have come without OG Anunoby, which is the situation today. We have no OG Anunoby in the lineup, which is really the part of the key to this bet, right? We're looking at the more the rebound opportunities for Bridges. We're looking obviously for more scoring and potential, obviously, passing the ball as well. But particularly points and rebounds, that's really, where the impact would be losing Anunoby, for Bridges in particular. So this season, without OG Anunoby, he's 4-5 to this line, averaging 26.8 PRAs. His one miss, he finished with 24 PRAs, so he was right there in that game. Earlier this season, he posted 41 PRAs versus the Milwaukee Bucks. So, obviously, he has already taken advantage of this matchup. And he is really the best matchup problem that the Bucks will have tonight, really. Because the Bucks really struggle defending the mid-range. They rank 28th defending the mid-range, and Bridges can certainly do work in the mid-range. A decent bit of his scoring does come from there. Above the arc 3... mid-range and at the net are his 3 favorite scoring places on the floor for Mikal Bridges. And those are 3 areas the Bucks really struggle at. They rank in the bottom 10 in all 3 of those. Like I said, 28th in the mid-range, 30th at the net, and 22nd in above the arc 3s, which Bridges loves all 3 of those categories. So, love seeing that, guys. I think this is obviously, like I said, this is such a great spot for Bridges, especially obviously his scoring, but also his rebounding as well. And I actually like that Giannis is likely going to be back as well here. That doesn't affect this. Early on in the season with Giannis in there, that's when they were still very weak at those areas, which I like seeing that for whatever reason. Kind of surprising the at the net stuff. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, but you'd think Giannis would be swatting stuff out of there. But like I said, Bucks ranked 26th in PRAs allowed to small forwards. Love that. Bridges has a plus 1.8 projection today on props.cash. So they also think they have a lean to him to the over as well. Like I said, I just love this situation. The matchup and being down Anunoby, I think this is a great spot for Bridges to hit his over today. So love it there, guys, for number 2 pick. We got Mikal Bridges over 24.5 PRAs here for the New York Knicks. We're going minus 106 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, to number 3, we got Evan Mobley under 18.5 points here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got plus 100 odds here on Fanatics. Now, in some books, you can actually get this at 19.5 if you guys would prefer to pay a little bit of juice and take a safer line. That's completely up to you. I believe FanDuel had it at 19.5 under for like minus 130. But obviously, I like taking the plus value here for plus 100 on the 18.5 because I do believe he's going to go under this number. This is a pretty healthy Cavaliers lineup, right? You're going to have Darius Garland playing, Hunter, Jared Allen listed as probable. So everybody's listed to play. All the projected starters to start the season are projected to play, which obviously love to see that. What does that spell for Evan Mobley? Probably a little less volume, right? There's just less shots to go around. Obviously, Garland's going to shoot some. Mitchell's going to shoot some. Allen will shoot a little bit. Obviously, Hunter as well. And then there's Mobley, who obviously is a very good scoring threat. I mean, he's a great offensive player. But in this particular spot, I think this is a great shot with an over. Not only do you have that, you also have the Hawks, who are also healthy on the interior as well, with Kristaps Porzingis playing, which I think is huge to this bet as well. So I like Porzingis, Jalen Johnson as you know, defending Allen and Mobley. I do like that. And then Okongwu, obviously, as well. You'll probably see a bit of him. So I think the matchup here is obviously a little bit tougher here for Mobley. I do, like I said, I absolutely love his under today. Because the health of both of these teams, honestly, really helps us out here. The Hawks do rank 11th in points allowed to power forwards this year. That's a negative 2.8 projection as well on props.cash for Mobley, so they do have him going under as well. Like I said, I just love this situation. When we saw this lineup on the floor last season, we don't have a lot of data, obviously, this season because Garland hasn't been in most of the year. But with this lineup on the road, with all these guys playing for the Cavs, Mobley was 10 of 13 to the under last season. So he wasn't really cashing overs like that. So obviously, like to see that. When he matched up with the Atlanta earlier this season on November 2nd, he posted just 14 points. So obviously, like to see that. He's already gone under in this matchup. And I think, once again, we'll see him go under. I think the line just set a little too high for him. So I do love it there, guys. For number 3 pick, we're going Evan Mobley under 18.5 points here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got plus 100 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and finally at number 4, we got Austin Reeves under 2.5 threes here for the Los Angeles Lakers. We got plus 101 odds on DraftKings. Again, getting great value here, which is what we love to get. On both our underplays here. Risking unit, he's under 9 of 14 games this season, 4 of 6 under at home, under in 3 of 6 games, last 6 games versus the Mavericks, which isn't anything really great there. But this season, the Mavericks are a little bit different. The Mavericks are horrible at defending the paint, right? They've had issues in there just because they have a lot of injuries, different things like that. But on the arc, they've actually been pretty decent. The Mavericks actually rank 3rd best in threes allowed to shooting guards this season. Now, what could you attribute to that? Young guys like Brandon Williams, Max Christie, Cooper Flagg running out to defend that 3-point line. Energy guys that will keep guys off the perimeter. So obviously love to see that. Which could also lead to problems at the rim, obviously, because they over-pursue on the 3-point line, which I think they will do in this one. Obviously, Doncic shoots the 3 a lot. Reeves could shoot the 3 a lot. This is definitely a game where I could see their defense over-pursue and give them more mid-range to down shots, right? But like I said, they have defended the 3-point arc very well, and that's all I care about here. Keep them off the arc, give them up layups all day. I'm perfectly fine with that. But obviously for Austin Reeves, you get the matchup, right? Which is a little tough here. But you also get the fact that LeBron James and Doncic are also healthy here, which means less volume for Reeves potentially, especially with James getting more and more comfortable being back and shooting the ball more. Means a little bit less volume here for Austin Reeves, especially from the 3-point arc. And has it played out that way? Yes. He's under in 3 straight games, and 6 of his last 7 he's gone under. So obviously, I don't think the books have adjusted this line down far enough. Obviously, I think I think his under should be, I think the only thing that really should probably be flipped here is his under 2.5 should be juiced, and his over 2.5 should be plus money. Should be decent plus money. Because 3-point lines are finicky like that. But that's where I really think it should be. And right now we're getting plus value on the under. So give me that under, guys. I absolutely love it there for number 4 pick. We're going Austin Reeves on the under 2.5 threes here for the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going plus 101 odds here on DraftKings. And then, guys, this is my favorite segment. We got our Straight Fire Faves Streak, which moved to day 4 last time, cashing with Zach LaVine. We are now up to $64.18. We've taken 10 and turned it into $64.18. Today, we're riding with Mikal Bridges over 24.5 PRAs. That is our number 2 pick that we posted here. 64.18 turns into 124.72 today. So I'm excited about this. Like I said, we're going to keep riding. I'm not cashing it out yet. We got a few days to get through. But man, if we could ride for a couple more days, we might be cashing this out soon. Guys, I'm excited about this one tonight. I think this is the best spot we have tonight is Mikal Bridges versus the Bucks. I love the matchup. I know we took Wiggins the other day, but I really love Bridges today. I think we took Wiggins in this matchup. We didn't take him for the Straight Fire Fave Streak. But I'm excited for this one, guys. I think he gets it done today. Like I said, we're going to keep riding and try to get... Man, can we get to day 5, guys? Can we get to day 5 of the Straight Fire Fave Streak? I hope so. It's a lot of fun. That's it for that. And then we got our For the Sweep Parlay. We're bringing that back today. We got plus 22.38 odds on DraftKings with our profit boost. You know, the big reason I brought this back, they gave a 50% Black Friday boost, which you guys may also have on your DraftKings. So check it out. There's a lot of specials running around the sportsbook today. So I am going to rock that 50% boost with this. That gets us to plus 22.38 on DraftKings with the boost. One little modification, though. We added Mikal Bridges to get 3+ rebounds, which he should 100% get, which bumps the parlay up a little bit, but more importantly makes it so we could use this boost. This boost was an SGP or SGPX thing, so we had to kind of add in something in the same game. So I added Mikal Bridges 3+ rebounds, which goes along with his PRAs, obviously. He should be able to get that done. So, love it there, guys. We got the For the Sweep Parlay, plus 22.38 odds on DraftKings with that profit boost. We love to see it, guys. 10th of a unit. That is it for our picks as always. I hope you guys get to enjoy our holiday weekend. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday. Do some shopping. Have some fun. You guys should have a little extra loot in your wallets from yesterday. If you guys tailed us yesterday, we absolutely killed it in the NFL. We swept 2 of our videos, and then we went 2-1 on the other one. We went 8-1 in the NFL yesterday. So we cashed a ton of paper yesterday, guys. We'd love to see it. And in the NBA, like I said, this week we've also been hot. Now, obviously, we struggled for a solid week and a half, 2 weeks. But we got ourselves out of the mess here this week. We've been rolling this week. Like I said, NFL and NBA have been clicking. Hopefully we keep that rolling again today for you. And hopefully we get the Straight Fire Fave Streak like the day 7 or 8. Something like that. We'll see what happens. You know, like I said, how far we run with that. But I'm excited for that. Because we can make up a lot of units. Like I said, still the same 10th of a unit risk that we had the first day. We haven't done anything with it yet. So obviously, you know, when we cash it out, we'll be able to add those units to our bankroll. So obviously, hopefully we can do that. So I appreciate you guys. So that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And we'll catch you guys all back here next time. Peace out.